Hey y'all, I'm Campbell. I work for University Housing and I'm also a student here.
Hey everyone, my name is Carlos Rodriguez Flores. I'm a residence hall director here at University Village.
And today we're going to be giving you a tour of UV East. We're in Building K, so we're excited to show you around a little. Also, just quick note that we do have some staff in the background, so if you see anybody, they're just here to help us. So we'll get right on with the tour. So when you walk right in, you'll see this kitchen. We have a nice stovetop here, an oven with 4 different settings. And then, as you can see, we have a lot of cabinet space. So all around here, we're kind of blocking some of them, but nice little kitchen. And then we have a big sink here, and then just to test the water pressure. And then lots of cabinet space. As you can see, feel free to drop any questions in the comments below if you want us to measure anything in specific. We do have a tape measure. And then just a quick look at the kitchen. We do have a fridge with a freezer on the top, and then the refrigerator part on the bottom. And then this also does come with a microwave. So a lot of amenities in here, and yeah, just a lot of great cabinet space up here as well. So there we go. Anything you want to add about the kitchen, Carlos?
Yeah, sure. One of the things I enjoy most about University Village, especially here at University Village East, is a lot of residents are experimenting their first time with cooking, and so this is a really good space to experiment with some recipes, anything that you might want to bring back from your home. Those secret recipes from mom are always especially welcome to be cooked over here at University Village. So definitely a great space to cook. And if you want to experiment, explore some of the options, that is a great opportunity for you to do so here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, should we measure anything before we move on? We'll measure the stove top for you.
Stove top is about 31.5 inches wide. And in depth, it is about 22 inches deep.
There you go. Let us know if you want us to measure anything else. And then as we keep walking through here, this is the nice living space. So we do have a table right here, as well as this table, which could be used for TV. And then there are quite a few shelves on there for some decor. And then here's where you would plug in your TV and all that good stuff. As we come on over here, we have a nice big window with some shades. Feel free, though, to bring some curtains. It'd be great if we could get a measurement of this, just if people wanted to put some curtains up.
We have it is 96 inches wide, about 8 feet wide.
All right, perfect.
You can measure the height as well. And 63 inches tall.
Okay, awesome. So there's those measurements for you. And then we also do have this heating and cooling unit, and it is adjustable. So you can pick whatever temperature you like, turn it off and on, which is really great. And then we have a lot of seating over here. So we have another one of these tables, and then we have a chair and a couch. So you could lay this out however you would like. A lot of space for a rug as well, and then plenty of room to decorate however you would like. Do you want to add anything about this space?
Sure, yeah. I think one of the questions that we get asked the most is how do you build community in these spaces? And a living room just like this one is one of the best ways that we can do that. People typically invite their resident friends over, non-resident friends like visitors, family, to come and take a look at their place. Whether it's their first time or their third time, they always enjoy seeing the communal living spaces that are offered here at University Village. In terms of decor, I do encourage things like command hooks. They're very useful for and have many uses for things like curtain rods, things like posters, anything that you may want to put on a wall that is safe to adhere onto the wall. And so definitely encourage some of that for your decorating needs as well.
Yeah, great, thank you. And then I think just if we could get a measurement of this table so you can know maybe if you want a TV, what size.
We are at 42 inches here, and that is wide. The depth is 16 inches deep.
Perfect. Okay, we'll keep going. Oh, okay, perfect.
So one is, Carlos, for you, are these measurements the same as the other three first-year buildings? Are they the same as JK and L, like as far as general room measurements?
Yes, as far as the general room measurements for the window, for example, they are the same. The same with furniture like this. They are kept the same, and the stove, which we also measured. So they are equal in the three buildings, buildings J, building K, and building L.
And then next question is Wi-Fi and how do you hook up your TV?
Sure. In order to connect your TV, for example, or any other electronic device, it must be registered with our university enterprise and information systems office. It is a quick portal that you can sign up online. You connect the TV to the outlet that's down here, and then it'll allow the TV to register with the internet, which allows you to essentially use the internet on any device, such as a TV, a tablet, your computer as well. But we do offer Wi-Fi in all of our buildings as well. That is easily connected to using your MyID and your personal password as well.
All right, great. So also I want to ask you about mail. So where can you receive mail, and then where can you send out mail?
Sure. One of the really unique things about University Village in general is that mail gets delivered directly to the resident in terms of a package. It'll get directly delivered to the front door. If it's paper mail, it'll be delivered to a communal cluster box mailbox, which is essentially just a mailbox that you will have access to. It is easily accessible using the key to your own apartment, so you don't have to have another separate key. And that is where your paper mail will go. We do not handle mail issues directly, so contacting USPS is the best way to get a quick response. However, we are able to assist with sending outgoing packages, incoming mail that might get misdelivered at the UV community office, which is located here, not too far, about a minute away on 710 East Campus Road. And at the community office, it's a really good resource for people to check in on things like mail, packages. If they get locked out and forget their key in their apartment, they can also get issued a temporary key, which will be able to let them back into their space. So it's another really good, useful resource that we utilize for our residents to live comfortably here at University Village.
Yeah, okay, great. If we don't have any more questions, we're going to keep moving along. And then we're going to come into this room over here. And here are the beds. So as you can see, we have two bunk beds. These are adjustable as well, so you can choose what height you want. And then we have a dresser over here with 3 drawers, and that each side has this. And then we also have a desk that comes with this chair. And there's quite a few drawers in here too. This one, as well as 3 drawers. And then each side has one of everything that I just showed. So no need to worry about sharing a dresser with your roommate. And then we also have a nice open window with blinds again. And then another AC unit in here, same as the one before, where you can adjust the temperature to your liking. All right, Carlos, anything you want to add in particular about this space?
Sure, yeah. I think just another really good resource is utilizing your resident assistant or myself, a residence hall director. We have 2 residence hall directors at University Village and a multitude of RAs. We have 14 RAs that work throughout the academic year. And for anything that may arise, like a potential roommate swap that you might want to make because there's some academic concerns or some other concerns that might arise, you can definitely talk with us and we'll be able to guide you with all the resources that are helpful to you to live comfortably in university housing. But also if there's anything that's not related to a roommate conflict or any additional sort of situation that you might need to talk to someone about, happy to help. I help people with anything ranging from mail and packages to the simple, how do I get to this one building, or where do I throw my trash out? And so those are all questions that I get, and happy to help navigate students, particularly first-year students, navigate through those issues.
Yeah. Speaking of trash and recycling, where can you throw that away?
Yes, trash and recycling is located in a centralized location for every area. Here we have trash and recycling in rolling bins that are outside in the parking lot. Trash and recycling is a responsibility of the resident to take out so that we maintain a clean and safe environment. But it is taken out by our facilities team every day or every other day, depending on their schedule. And they are able to manage that aspect of taking out the trash pretty well. So we don't necessarily have a lot of any like trash issues, but it is something that is a really good tool and resource that we utilize to keep our community safe and clean.
For sure, yeah. All right, so if we want to look around here a little more, if there's any questions, feel free to ask us. And then if we want to do some measurements, I think that'd be great. The bed is a twin XL, so keep that in mind. But
measure the desk.
Yeah, for sure.
So for the desk, it is about 42 inches wide, and the depth is 24 inches deep. Similar to the dresser as well, it is 24 inches deep and 30 inches wide.
Perfect. Is there anything else we want to measure? Maybe this window here?
Yeah, we can measure this window. So we are at 96 inches wide again, at 8 feet. So that is the same measurement as the previous window that we measured. And then in terms of height, that is at 62 inches. 62 inches tall.
And then also, if we want to get the measurement from the ceiling, that'd be great. So ceiling height.
All the way up.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like help?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. So ceiling height is at 96 inches, so 8 feet.
Perfect. And then I did want to point out that on both sides, we have an outlet right here. So also on the opposite side, I would definitely recommend bringing an extension cord and just so that you can have more plugins. I know that was also really helpful when I lived in a residence hall. So yeah, but I think we should keep moving on into the bathroom. All right, so there's one bathroom in here. We have a sink with a mirror right here, as well as these two items for holding soap, and then a toilet and shower. Definitely, I would recommend getting a shower curtain just to make it feel a little bit more like home. And then we do have a towel rack as well. So yeah, let's get some measurements. We'll do the shower first.
Sorry. Thank you. We are at 5 feet wide.
5 feet wide.
So if you wanted to get a shower curtain or a shower curtain that's wide enough, 5 feet is your go-to. And then for the height in here, can also help with that. We are at 78 inches.
78 inches. Perfect. And then if we want to measure this towel rack, any measurements I think are useful.
So we are at 18 inches for the towel rack. And it is about 48 inches up high.
Okay, perfect. And then we do have an outlet right here. So that is also useful for any hair tools or anything like that. And then, yeah, we have a nice light up here. So good lighting for in the bathroom. And anything else you want to add?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think, you know, it's always nice to have your own, even if it's shared, your own bathroom with someone else to minimize that sort of overuse or just availability. I know that's something that people always look for when they come to University Village East.
All right. And then We do have a closet right here. This will be shared between you and your roommate. There is the water filter over here, but there's a lot of space in the closet. There's a divider here, so you could split that between you and your roommate. And then there's also a shelf up here, which provides great storage. I would probably recommend storage bins just so they're easy to grab. And then I could see myself getting like a nice shoe rack down here. I like to stay organized, so that's my suggestion. And then, yeah, if we want to get some measurements of the closet, it'd be great.
We'll try this half first. So we are at 44 inches for this section, and if you want to help me with that in. And we are at about also 44 inches on this end as well. So 44 inches for both sides. And again, do encourage the use of things like storage bins, a shoe rack. Having your closet organized is going to be very helpful for you to find your clothes, but also just to maintain that ease of calmness in your space as well.
And then one thing I thought of, if we could get a measurement here, that could help people get storage bins and stuff like that.
So we are at 17.5 flush for that measurement.
All right, perfect. I think we should keep on moving. All right, we're back out here in the living room. Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. Could you point out the outlets in here?
For sure.
Yeah, so we have outlets here for the TV monitor station, as well the outlets for the connections to cable and the Ethernet, another outlet for electrical here. And there are some outlets back here as well, so another one over here. I think the couch is covering one of the other ones, but there's another one on that side. And then for the kitchen again, there is outlets over here for the counter space as well, and one over here behind the microwave too.
Perfect. All right. So I think we're going to keep moving on outside. So I know there's a bus stop right outside, which is great for commuting. Can you talk about getting around on campus a little and the location we're in?
Sure. So that's a big common question that we get is what does it look like when we have people coming to the east side of campus from the central or main side of campus? A lot of transportation is reliable within the UGA system, and so using the bus is a really great way to get to and from that part of campus. The other really cool thing about that is that from what I've heard from residents in my experience, that it's really nice to have that separation from main campus and the east campus. It's really nice for them in terms of having that separation from the academic life to their personal life and well-being. Things like cooking might be separate from things like studying over here. And so we have opportunities to do both, but it is a nice separation for residents to experience that over here in the east side of campus. And we can walk over as we walk and talk, I guess.
Yeah.
We can just share a little bit about the overall living in community with one another. And so we'll be going to the multi-purpose room, which is a shared communal space that people can utilize to study, to cook, to just hang out if they want to as well. So we'll go over this way.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like security and getting into your room and things like that?
Sure. So every resident is given a key to their space, and they are the only ones that are allowed to have that key. So keeping and maintaining that key is of utmost importance. So that is how you will get into your bedroom, into the exterior entrance of your apartment, but also into your mailbox. And so you want to make sure that you're keeping track of where that key is at all times. And generally, in terms of moving in and out, we have these exterior breezeways, which are also nice in my opinion, because you are allotted more time to get fresh air, to walk, to see what the weather is like before you head out to class. Your key, for example, should you feel free to leave the space. But yeah, generally I would say that's where the meat of our security concerns come from, is just having access to that key. And if there's anything that should arise, the community office is a really good place to get an extra key should you need it, or contact someone who can let you access if you have any other concern as well.
Yeah, that's great. And then I know resident assistants are also great people to get in contact with. You know, they're just looking out for you. They want the best for you. So keep that in mind. And here we are.
So this is the University Village East multi-purpose room. It is a, again, communal location where we just hang out, do events, and also study. Cooking is also a really big piece of what we do here in the multi-purpose room. Go ahead.
All right, so when we come in here, we'll turn the lights on. So this is a great hangout space. I know when I lived in the residential halls, it was really awesome to have a space to hang out with other students. That wasn't necessarily, you know, that could be your neighbors or even in the other buildings over there. So yeah.
Yeah, and I would say this is a really good space for our resident assistants to also host events. And so sometimes we'll come in here, do things like arts and crafts, game nights, cooking nights. And so all these things are really helpful for residents to build community and to find some space and belonging in an area where they may not necessarily, or where they feel new or are just engaging for the first time with us, like the UGA here.
Yeah, for sure. If we want to take a little look around, here's the kitchen, similar to the one that would be in your actual room, and then a nice couch area, TV, maybe a space to do some homework as well. Pretty similar to what we just saw, but this time it's communal. And then we can come in this room, and there's a whiteboard here, which is great. This was always such a nice tool to have when studying, and then a lot of desk space. So this would definitely be a good place to come concentrate and do your studies. That's not too far from your actual room, but maybe not in your room, which could be distracting, or you know, somewhere where you want to relax. So yeah, this is a great space. And then we also do have a bathroom in here, very similar to the one we just saw. Yeah, anything you want to add, Carlos?
No, just that the space is primarily utilized for studying. It's a really great way to, again, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to separate your academic life from your personal life, this is a really great space to do that.
Yeah, perfect. All right, well, unless anybody has any more questions, feel free to look more on our website. That has a lot of great information. And then all of our social medias, we're posting on often. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us with any more questions. And then, yeah, I had a great time checking out University Village East.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to help answer any questions.